Welcome to the Conscious Hour. It's a new year, 2025, and so far we haven't learned anything from 2024 or 2023. Why I say that is because the lies are still continuing, that, it's a just war, what Netanyahu's doing, and that America's on the right side of history, and any more bullshit we could believe in? You know how Gaza and the other areas of Israel that are being bombed to oblivion has spent their Christmas? Well, in Khan Yunis, they incinerated refugee camps in Gaza. Yeah, your American taxpayers' dollars, billions, hundreds of billions spent killing people. I don't want to have a new year, 2025, that we haven't learned. That we finally have come to that pivotal moment in time where thou shalt not kill. But Israel will not stop.
The United States has backed Israel in its genocide in Gaza. It has backed Israel in its invasion of Syria. It has backed Israel in every single measure. There's a new Médecins Sans Frontières report that has just come out showing the absolutely genocidal conditions in Gaza right now. The absolute destruction of all humanitarian support for the population. The United States has unequivocally backed all of this. And so this is an area where one can't have the luxury of being shocked, because every shocking thing that's happened has been treated as a normal, blasé matter. Netanyahu, remember, is under indictment by the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity and for war crimes. But that's just fine with the United States. He's our ally. We support him. We provide the financing. We provide the munitions. We stand with Israel. We support Israel's invasion of Syria. So it's possible that they would do something as reckless and dangerous and possibly as provoking a World War III as attacking Iran. It is absolutely possible.
Yesterday, I presented my second report on genocide. Why so? Why do I insist in calling it genocide? Because it's so difficult to prove intent. Why don't you go with war crimes and crimes against humanity? Because it's genocide. Because if you go to a doctor and you have cancer and you are diagnosed with fever, you have a problem, a big problem, and it's the same with the people who's being genocided. Because it's not about a collection of war crimes and crimes against humanity that the Palestinians are experiencing. They have experienced through their entire life as a people war crimes and crimes against humanity. But nowadays, the situation is different. And it's very important that we understand what is genocide and why this is to be recognized as a genocide. Because in the same way as the international community has failed to protect the victims of genocide in the case of the Jewish people in Europe, and then the Bosnians in former Yugoslavia, and then the Tutsi in Rwanda. In the same way, We are failing the Palestinians. And I want to express all my respect and solidarity with the Palestinian people, because it's a torment to be here as a Palestinian and having to tell all of us about the genocide that their people are experiencing.
And the biggest problem we have in America right now is the media. The media is totally owned and operated by the Zionists. It's a fact of life. In fact, you'll see some segments today about who runs, as far as media outreach and the control of what the media says, Microsoft and the big corporations like Meta, etc. I've always wondered why my posts on Facebook on 5 different pages, or 4 different pages consistently, hasn't had any shares. 0. Comments, 0. I think it's called suppression. I think it's called silencing the opposition. What's the opposition? Don't speak out against Israel. Oh no, they'll come and get you. Look what they do to the people in the Middle East. Look what the U.S. government's doing right now. Supporting 1,000% the war that's almost dead and gone in Ukraine, just shipped another billions of dollars over there. And look what they're doing in Israel on Christmas, on New Year's. The media in the United States of America is violating the FCC. Why? Because they're supposed to be giving us the facts, what's going on, and in fact they aren't. People are being now prosecuted for speaking the truth. So America and freedom of speech and democracy for all and a government that represents the people, it's dead on arrival. And meaning in 2025, if we don't do a rapid shift and report the truth, then our country is DOA.
The world's largest digital platforms censor information by removing posts, stories, and comments, disabling accounts, restricting users' ability to interact, shadow banning, where the visibility and reach of a person's material is dramatically reduced, deplatforming, demonetizing, and other techniques. This has been true for some time. But with the advent of the genocide in Gaza, and the strenuous effort to control information by Israel and its allies, this interference has become more pronounced and more intrusive. Outspoken critics within corporations such as Microsoft, Apple, Google, and Meta, who decry this censorship and the collaboration between these digital platforms and Israel and national security agencies, have often been fired. 2 Microsoft employees, Abdul Mohammed, a researcher and data scientist, and Hossam Nasser, a software engineer, for example, were fired in October after organizing a vigil for Palestinians in Gaza outside Microsoft headquarters in Redmond, Washington. The 2 were members of No Azure for Apartheid, a group of Microsoft workers protesting Microsoft's sale of its cloud computing technology to Israel. The same fate has befallen employees at Google who have criticized the corporation's $1.2 billion contract to provide the Israeli government and military with cloud and machine learning services, codenamed Project Nimbus. At the same time, Meta, which owns Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and WhatsApp, has reportedly deleted hundreds, if not thousands, of posts that condemn the genocide from employee resources groups, as well as removed content and suspended or permanently banned accounts on Facebook that speak out against the genocide on Instagram. In 2012, Apple opened its second largest research and development center in Herzliya in Israel. It has invested millions, if not billions, in the Israeli economy. Joining me to discuss the suppression of information, the silencing of those who speak out against the genocide, and the financial ties between these digital platforms and Israel and the national security state, such as Homeland Security, is Saima Akhtar, who was fired from Meta, Hossam Nasser, who was fired from Microsoft, and Tariq Raouf, a former tech expert at Apple who lost his job after speaking out in public forums for Palestinian rights.